Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. 9 times the price, almost 9. But anyway, so the general consensus was go for the cheap chicken pen, and that would be fine. It's not going to sort of mess with any roleplay elements of this series. It's being a hardcore series, and it would actually fit in because we're getting what we can afford, which is a really grotty rundown one, and there'd be a lot of work behind the scenes, cleaning it, maintaining it, and so on, more so than it would be with a brand new shed. So that's what we're going to do. That's what I'll go with that one. So right now I want to have this tractor and take this one back at the top, and we're going to do the lazy horse scenario. We are going to do our bestest to load 9 bales onto this trailer, and then when we've done that, we are going to bring the other 2 bales down with the loader, and we can finish doing our silage, which is rather good. I was wondering whether I would go and cut another patch of silage now, but I'm not going to. We've been working on this silage for quite a few episodes, so I think we will be leaving that. Those of you who unsure, I do get people say, well, why don't you just, do some behind the scenes? Well, I don't generally do that anyway, but with the hardcore series, the whole point is that everything I do must be shown on the screen. I cannot go and do anything behind the scenes. If I was doing this particular task or something similar in the time-lapse series, then yeah, I would probably cut a lot more and just keep working on it. But this isn't the time-lapse series, so we won't be doing it like that. Now, what I'm going to do, though, is I will bring you up, and I guess we could bunch the bales together a bit. So this, another one of these. Tip you and put you there like that. Okay. I didn't actually expect those two to fall together quite as neatly as they did. I may be able to put them on the trailer just as they are without having to do it one at a time. I'm going to try. Didn't expect to have this amount of good fortune when it came to those bales landing together like that. Slight angle, but not too bad. We should be able to do this. Gotta go slow. Gotta go very slow, because these bales are heavy. Let's get them down lower to the ground, shall we? These bales are very, very heavy. And this is something that I do like about this game now. Like, the weight of them, everything. You got all that information, you go up to it. That bale there is 620 kilos. And then that one is also 620 kilos, which gives me 1,240 kilos of bale right here. It's well over a ton of bale right there. Now, yes, the tractor itself is heavier than that, but the fact is that the bales are stuck out quite a long way in front of the tractor, and we don't have a huge counterweight on the back, and I don't have weighted wheels or anything like that either. So it is... Let's bring those there like that. It is quite a bit for this tractor to carry. Like, we are asking a fair bit of this tractor. I'm going to put... Let's just see... Okay, they're sitting on really neat and tidy. And we've got them up fairly tight as well. I'm liking this. So I'm going to put that one on there. And then I'm going to put that one on there. Just so that they are held properly in place. There we go. And then we'll go and get another bale over here, and I'm going to put just the one bale on now, and we will see whether or not we've got room by putting it up fairly tight to put another one on the back, like how much room we've got for putting one on the back. I think we can put at least 7 on the bed of the trailer, because the last one will be staggered. Will we be able to fit 8 bales in there? I don't know about that. I don't think that we've got much chance of being able to put 8 bales on here. Over and just nudge you up like that. And that one can sit there. Right, we're definitely not putting 8 bales on that trailer. But we should hopefully be able to get 7 in there. I reckon that we can do 7. So let's put that one up. And that one can go straight on. just like this. Back round again, and I'll put this one on, and I'll put one more on, and then we will do the straps again. So you go in there, push them up tight, in there like that. You don't get a lot of give in the bale. There is some, and square bales, I notice this a bit when I'm handling them. There is actually give when the spike goes into the bale and you start to tilt it. The spike does actually move a little bit in a bale, which is very realistic. The handling of these bales, compared to FS13 and FS15, the bale physics is amazing now. It's absolutely amazing. I do hear some complaints about log physics still, but those... I mean, I think that they do handle fair... No, 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 no! This is why I should put a strap on for every one of them. Right, just do that a minute, and then we'll put some straps on, because otherwise something's going to go wrong, isn't it? Now, sticking out a bit on this side. There's not a lot that I can do about that, though. There. Right. That'll be fine. We'll stick with that. Yeah, pallet physics. I think the pallet physics are pretty good, but some people aren't entirely happy with them. I mean, yeah, they are a little bit strange. You do get strange things happening with the pallets, but generally speaking, I think the pallets are pretty good. And the logs as well, I guess, are pretty good. But, I mean, I've not really done a great deal of forestry in real life. I've not really done a lot of handling logs in real life, so I couldn't say one way or the other how well they actually respond. I mean, I can sort of use a bit of sense with it and understand that, yes, the logs are a little bit strange, and they definitely do behave in some peculiar ways, but I didn't think they were too bad. I don't think they're too bad now. They're definitely improved a lot from what they were, but there is still some issues with them. Bales, however, bales respond a lot more like they should. I've spent a lot of time in my life handling bales in real life. Not so much in the last decade, but the decade before that and the decade before that, yes, I handled a lot of bales. And so I'm familiar with what bales should be like. I know what to expect. I know how a bale should handle, and I know how it should respond to different touches. And it's not perfect. It doesn't do everything that I want it to do, but generally speaking, they are very, very good. I mean, look at that. We have actually managed to do that. We shoved them up a bit. They're moving now when I take the straps off. Only a little bit, though. They're not too bad. So there's 7 bales. All I need to do is put 2 more on the top, and that's it. That's all we want. It's 2 more bales on top of that one, and that load is done. And then the last 2 bales, we're going to take them with the pallet forks. With the bale spike. So I'm going to go and get that one there. Just like that. And then I'm going to come round over here. And I'm going to get the next one. Like that. And I'm going to drive these 2 up the hill to that trailer. I'm quite glad that we've done this. I think this tractor is already paying for itself, this new tractor that we bought. I think this is absolutely brilliant. This is a very, very good idea. So I put that one there. I'm going to do this 1 bale at a time. I'm not going to try and get clever with this. I'll take this one. And that one's going to sort of straddle the 4 bales there in the middle. Put it right here. Because that way 2 straps can go over the bale. That'll really help to hold it in place. And I'll do the next one. I'm not going to worry about putting a strap onto the first one just yet. I'll get that on there like that. And that one in place. There we go. Right. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that we have done an excellent job there of loading those bales. So So now that I've just done that, which is possibly going to be your screenshot for an episode, I can go and do this a minute. We want to very quickly straps off and straps on again. You got to do it quick because the bales do sometimes sort of shift themselves around, and we don't really want that now that we've taken all the time to get them all loaded up. We could, in theory, even put another bale on there. I'm not going to do that, though. That I'm not going to do. I'm going to go and grab this one here. Like that. And then I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to grab that next one as well. Like that. Both at a slight angle, but I don't think that really matters. And I'm not going to bother trying to tip them over or anything. That's it. We have loaded all the bales. All of the bales are out of the field. All I've got to do now is bring them down here and put them into our silage machine down there. And then once we've done that, we can seal it off and the silage is done. So we could do with trying to put a bit of fertilizer on our field up here. The thing that we were going to attempt was to make silage, because we want to be able to plant wheat on that field so that we've got something for chickens. That was the general plan, as it is going to be for wheat. So if I look in here, planting wheat starts in September and October. Unfortunately, the best price for silage is not reached until winter. So if you have a look here, September and October. So, I mean, we could go to the beginning of October and then sell all of our silage. The stuff we make in August will have fermented by that point. And that will give us just enough time to be able to catch the autumn planting. We could, however, leave them, because I believe you can actually feed... What am I looking for? It's this one. I know that you can feed wheat to chickens. I don't think you can feed barley. I think it's just wheat. But I believe you can now feed sorghum to chickens. And sorghum can be planted, is not planted until April, which means that we would actually be able to go the whole winter. If we take a look in... You've got to go to construction in order to get this. You go to animals. Chickens. No, it's barley as well. It is barley as well. But barley is a winter crop. That's being planted there as well as wheat. So we could use sorghum for this. Now, there is something that I haven't. Oh. No. I was hoping that maybe we could go to the animal dealer and we could see what animals are available and do it that way. I think if you drive over to the actual animal dealer, then you can see all of the animals that are available there. And so maybe that's something that we could do. We could go over that way and have a look and see the chickens, and it doesn't... I don't think it gives you any indication of what they want. So we could grow sorghum for the first winter, and like we plant sorghum in the spring up here, and then that will give us crop to feed the chickens. But it also means the silage we have, we can sell that in December when silage is getting its best prices. Oh no, January and February. I did have it. I've got it written down when you expect the best prices, but we've seen that on the little visual as well. January and February are the best months for selling the silage. So we'll take a look then, January, February, and we'll see if we can get a decent price for it. And now that's starting to go a little bit haywire over there. Struggling a bit. Let's put another one in. I don't know if these sausages go horribly wrong. Like, it's pushing me... Like, we're going up the hill, but it was dancing around a bit there. And one thing with physics in this game, if they start to interact and jar a bit too much, then you can have them catapult off across the map. And the last thing I want is this sausage bales to end up launching itself off over into the lake over there, which could actually happen. Like, it's not a realistic thing by any stretch, but it is something that can happen with the game. So there's, you know, we have to sort of combine realism with gameplay, and that is something that could, in theory, happen, and I'm really hoping that it doesn't. So what we're going to do here is we are going to very, very slowly and carefully leave this bit. I was wondering about... I'm going to leave that tree over there, but I was wondering about removing one of those trees there and then ploughing along a straight line along the top up here. And I've got something for picking up the logs. What we don't have is stump grinder. The only thing we don't have is a stump grinder, and that would be quite a helpful thing to have. Maybe we could get a stump grinder just as a one-off. I might do that. Right, I'm going to stop this one here. Those bales are dancing a bit. You're going to stop right there, and I'll take those straps off there and hope that it doesn't move too much. Because that machine could come up here. So I'm not going to, even though there is... This is also not the best place to be unloading bales because of the... We're going down the hill into it. And also the trailer is pushing the tractor down the hill with the weight of it. Ooh, 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 oh, 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 oh. That is not my first rodeo, ladies and gentlemen. I have done that in real life many times. Maybe not well, I've actually done it pulling them off of the load as well, but, you know, that is definitely not the first time that I've overloaded any kind of front loader and had the wheels going up in the air. That is something that has happened several times. You just got to be careful. That's all. Just got to be careful. It starts to happen. You just got to be careful. You don't want to be turning the corner fast, and you got to know where the weight is, where it's pulling you, what direction it's moving you, so that you can handle it. So if you're feeling adventurous and you want to do it deliberately, you just, as long as you understand completely the laws of physics and how they affect your machine, then you won't get yourself into trouble. And also, you won't damage your machine too much either. I say too much because it's never going to do a tractor a lot of good to be dancing around on just its front wheels. You've got all that weight just on that front axle. It's never going to be the best thing for the tractor. Alright, no matter which way you try and put this, no matter how you try and do it, it's never going to be the best thing for the tractor. We're fortunate that we're using a four-wheel drive tractor, so those front wheels, the drive is engaged, and it is helping us to move around. If we were using a two-wheel drive tractor, we would definitely not be able to back away from that trailer using... if we were sort of dancing, the back wheel would be spinning and we wouldn't have a hope of going anywhere. So we would have to be doing it a lot more carefully. But I think, to be honest, I mean, you could do this with a two-wheel drive tractor. Two-wheel drive and loader. You would just have to be much more careful with it. A lot more careful with how you were doing things. Because I'm approaching this one downhill, I haven't really got a choice, though. I need to be approaching this one downhill. I mean, I guess it would still work. Probably would be fine with the X-Tractor working its way downhill rather than uphill. So I could approach that in that direction. And then this trailer here, if he'd put this one in a slightly different position, so that it was sort of across the hill rather than pointing downhill like this, I wouldn't have to be coming down into that little dip. So yes, if I was doing this with a two-wheel drive tractor, I could have things turned around a little bit, and I would be able to do this safely. And every single time I'm moving up to either the X-Tractor over there, that's the X-Tractor is the wrapper thing, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Every time I'm moving to the X-Tractor or moving to the trailer, so long as I'm always moving uphill to move into the trailer or the X-Tractor, so that I'm moving away from it, I'm backing downhill when I've got the weight on, or I'm approaching with the weight, I'm moving uphill, then it would be safe. Basically what you want to be doing when you've got a two-wheel drive tractor is you want the big wheels downhill at all times. If you've got weight on, you want the big wheels downhill. This way is no good, because the weight is then balancing more on the front, and it's causing problems. So if I'm this way round, though, then the weight is now shifting a lot more towards those back wheels, and then I'm actually able to employ the only grip that the two-wheel drive has got, and I can sort of make use of that. So you've got to be really, really careful Well, I say you don't need to. Yes, you do need to be careful when you're doing it. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're using any kind of loader, you need to be careful. But so long as you approach it sensibly and you sort of keep physics in mind as well, you can operate it quite safely. So this way here, in hindsight, is not the safest way to be doing it. I chose it like this because I thought it would be easier for the bales to be pushed out downhill rather than sort of going uphill, but the X-Tractor is the one that's doing the work there. The X-Tractor is the one that's moving. The bales aren't really moving anywhere. So the X-Tractor would be fine going downhill. So all of the... Well, there's lots of things to take into consideration when you're doing a job like this, and you don't really... Like, if you go and work in a factory or a big office or something like that, you have people writing up reams of paper called risk assessments, and they basically have a look at every type of possible risk that could happen, and they write it all down on a piece of paper. Never did any risk assessments for any farming jobs that I've done. I'm assuming that risk assessments are done in the background in some of the bigger places, and there's actually bits of paper with these risk assessments on, but you risk assess yourself as you go along because you don't want to have an accident. Most accidents on a farm result in either you getting hurt or killed, and neither one of them is a particularly pleasant option, so you kind of just assess things yourself as you go. And I mean, if you don't get hurt or killed and there's still an accident, it can still end up costing a vast sum of money, which again isn't really something that you want. Alright, let's park that one up down there, and let's go and have a look at our sausage of bales. Look at this. This is absolutely fantastic. Look at this thing. Right, at the moment, if I look into there, fermenting 0%. And it does show each and every bale individually, so it doesn't show the whole sausage and the information that we've got for that. And when you come to take it at the end, I think you don't actually need to go and do anything to it. I think you can just go and put the bale spike in and pick the bale up. You might need to go along and remove the wrap, but I'm not sure about that. So we're going to jump on board this one. We'll just bring up our options and see what we need to do. So we've got fold, unload bales, stop engine, toggle cruise. We don't want to fold it. So I'm assuming that we want to unload the bales, and that will finish off the wrap and seal the end. So let's do that. Yep, that's what it's going to do. It's going to seal off the end. The tractor is moving up the hill away from where the bales are. We've got a big, long double extension ram, triple extension ram on there. That's a 3 extension. You can just see the little lines on there. It's got 3 extensions that come out. It pushes everything all the way back. Fantastic. And then I reverse up the hill a little bit with this one. I can't reverse any further. So we'll fold that one up now. Like that. And now I can move. And he does steer as well. I can bring that one round like that. Now, to be honest, I don't really think that we need to put this anywhere else. This one can stay here near the bale. So I'm just going to reverse it down here. Don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm going to bring that one down there like that. I'm going to stop it there. And I'm going to shut that engine off. And there, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great big sausage. Big sausage of bales with an X-Tractor. I think this is a really cool machine. I think this was actually worth the money. Like this one, I think that was a good investment, that one. I'm quite pleased with what we've done there. I'm quite pleased with the overall result. Ooh, I was trying to zoom out a little bit so we can get a bit. I know what we can do. Because we want to go and put this one away. I think we'll sit in this one. Let's start the engine. And we can put the tractor just the other side of the bales, and then we can take a look. So we got that one down there. I'm going to bring that one here like this, and then I can go like that. And there we have sausage of bales, X-Tractor, new tractor. We got the whole lot. The whole gang right there. So the next job that we're going to want to do, at the moment, it is 0% fermented. We're going to need to get some fertilizer on the field. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go to 5 times speed on our time scale there. And that's about the only thing that we're going to want to do, is just have time ticking along like that. Now, I definitely want to do another round of silage up there. That is something that I would want to do. But I'm also aware that it's taken us quite a bit of time to do this. So for that reason, I kind of don't want to. I'm torn between the two. Like, we've got... Right, I'm going to go with that one there, and I'm going to do... I think it's Control T. If you do Control T to park the vehicle, you can now see in the very bottom right-hand corner, I've got a little tiny stop sign over a tab. And all that's done is it's parked this tractor. It basically means that when I cycle through them like this, I no longer cycle into that one. I've actually got to manually approach that one in order to be able to get into it. So I won't, when I'm cycling through things, I don't have to worry about cycling through that one. Right. That's going to stay there. Now, I'm aware of how much time it took to do that, and doing that again quite quickly is probably not going to be overly entertaining, especially as I've already done a couple of jobs. So, whilst in theory I do want to do another round of silage up on that field, in practice I'm probably not going to, because of just keeping the series moving. Like, we're just keeping things sort of flowing. So I'm not going to purely for that reason, because otherwise it's going to get a little bit too dull and it's going to end up taking a little bit too long. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to put those pallet forks on, because I said that I was going to manually move the pallets of sheep's wool as and when they're ready, and we're going to put them elsewhere. But that's not been happening. I haven't been doing that. I'm just going to shut you off there a minute. I used the autoload trailer to go and get them last time, which we shouldn't be doing. Let's have a look at our sheep and see how they're getting on. We haven't checked them for a bit. Okay, they're absolutely fine. They got plenty of food and water. And these up here, they got loads of food and water. We got a little bit of wool coming up. It's not that we're going to be selling any wool at the moment. So I think we'll end up finding some more cheese, some more rare truffles. That's what we'll do. We got our what's it called? Mahindra. We got our Mahindra out here. We found a rare truffle up here at the top, which is all the way over here. We found one up there. I found a couple in town, and I found one up there. I think that we've got 8 still to go. Now, I was told that there was one around here, but I haven't been able to find one. My guess is that there could very well be one here somewhere. And there could very well be one either here or over here, but I'm not sure. I'm almost positive there'll be one on that dock. I don't know how far out onto the dock. I think we can get out onto the dock. So if we can get onto the dock, I'm 90% certain that there'll be one on that dock somewhere, which is what we could go and look for. My main concern is that there's going to be patches, these patches of woodland and that. There could very well be a rare truffle right in the middle of them that is going to be very difficult for us to find. I don't want to spend hours doing it. I reckon there's probably one up there or around some of these houses over here somewhere. It's the kind of places that they would put them, isn't it? And maybe there's more in town, I'm not really sure. But anyway, the dock is, I think, probably our safest bet. And also, unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.